Hi everyone, today's pattern is going to be a damsel nymph with red plastic bead eyes. Now the first thing you do is remove the pattern from the vise and set a hook into the vise nice and firmly. And we take our silk, which is a golden olive sheer 14-0. Starting below the eye, we catch the silk on and we lay down a tie-in base. Trim the waist away. And the first material we're going to add to the pattern is round fine lead wire. We start in the centre of the pattern, and we put half a dozen, maybe 8 turns of lead onto the shank. Pull it off, hold it, body it off. This gives us weight for the pattern, which when we actually fish in the pattern gives us motion in the water. Now to stop it moving, we put a dam of silk at the base and we put a dam of silk at the head of it, and then wrap a few turns of thread to lock it down. We leave our silk hang at the back end of the lead and we start with our tail. Now for the tail we're going to use olive Marabou and we're going to pinch off roughly an inch. Roll the scraggy ends together like so, trim them, pluck the little fibres forward, trim it again just to neaten it up, and then we catch it in at the back end of the lead. 1 turn, 2, 3 to lock it down, lift the Marabou up and use the pressure of the silk to tie it down to our tail finishing point, which is there. Now if we take our finger from the crease to the tip, put it like that, catch the end with this finger at the end of the finger, and that gives us our gauge. Okay, that's the length of our tail. Catch it, pluck it off, and that's the length of our tail required. Okay, so that tip of your finger acts as a gauge for your length and the amount of Marabou you actually want to pull off. Now to give the tail a bit of flash, we take a length of pearl crystal flash, we place it tip to tip like so, and then we catch it on the side of the hook. 1, 2 turns, straighten it, and then we tie it down to the base of the tail. One turn to lock it in, and take the silk back up to the lead. Roll the hook over, pass the crystal flash to the other side and lash it down and do exactly the same thing. Tie it down to the base of the tail, and then 2 turns to lash it in, take your silk back up. Pull your tail and your flash together and trim the flash off a little bit longer than the tail. Okay, now our rib is a length of medium gold oval. Catch it in, up at the lead, on the side of the hook, and tie it down to the base of the tail. 2 or 3 firm turns at the tail just to hold it solid. Trim the waist away. Now for our body, we go back to our Marabou. We pinch off about ½ inch, as so. Put the ends together and we roll it through our fingers. Transfer it till you get to the fine points and trim them so they're level, like so. Catch it in at the tail base, 1, 2 turns, another turn to make it solid, and take your silk up to the thorax area. Okay, if you can imagine where the thorax area is. Now we just take the fibres and roll them together. Roll them until it comes nice and tight. Take an old toothbrush and just brush the Marabou to get the fibres to loosen up. Okay, and when we're at that point, we just make a body out of it. We touching turns. Up the hook, touching turns, until we get to the thorax area. Put your finger on it to hold it, pass your silk around and catch it in. 2 or 3 turns to make it solid. Trim the waste away. Okay, just tidy everything up. Alright, now we take our rib, hold the tail back, put 1 complete turn around the base and just go up the body in open turns. Nice and even, nice and neat, until we get to the thorax area. Around there, pass your silk around, catch it on and secure it. Trim away the waste. Okay. Seem to have lost my eyes. No, the eyes are there. Right. Now to create the thorax or the thorax cover, we take some a cock pheasant fibre, a tail, take 8 or so fibres, bring them out tip to tip, pull them off. Get the tips, trim them so they're even. We catch them in on top of the hook, like so. Make sure they're sitting on top of the hook, nice and neat, and then we lash them down. And this is going to create our thorax cover. Trim any little bits away that you don't want. Okay, now we take, to give the fly a little bit of flash, we take some golden olive spectra, and this is 31. And we dab on about 2.5 inches. You don't want it tight, we don't want it loose, so something in between. Just make a nice noodle out of it. Oh, there we are. And we create the first part of our thorax. Tie on at the base of the thorax cover and just 2 or 3 turns up, come over on itself, fold it back, and that's the first part of our thorax cover done. Now take our pheasant, roll it over, trap it down. Okay, make it nice and neat, fold the pheasant back, and that's the first part of our thorax done. Now we take a partridge jackal, trim away the down, catch the point and pull the fibres backwards as so. Catch it in with your thumb, two or three, maybe 4 turns, 1 turn in front, trim the point away, take our hackle pliers, catch it on the stem and hackle, and this forms our legs. Okay, 1, 2 complete turns, catch it in, secure it, trim the stalk away, fold the fibres back as so, trim them back, catch them down. There's one there poking out, we'll trim him back like so and just bind them down. Got a little point sticking out there, so I'll get rid of that bit of stalk. And so, okay, now that's our legs done. Now we take a pair of eyes that I created earlier, and I'll show you how to do these in a a future video. We place them on top of thorax and we catch them in. Turn them. Secure them. Have a little look, make sure they're nice and even, which they are. And then we go through in a figure of 8 motion to secure them down. Right. And when we're at that stage, we pick up some olive dubbing. This could be seals for substitute. And we just dub on a noodle onto our thread. And for this, I normally do it in two hits, because it does take quite a bit. Wet your finger and thumb and just dub it down. Now we go through the eyes, hold the fibres back. 1, 2, and again, and that actually may be yes. Finish at the eye. Take your pheasant, pull it forward. Some of the fibres are poking up there, so we just pull them down. Pull them forward. Put your silk over and secure it down. Looking good. One in front, one on top. A few turns. Take your sharp scissors. Trim away. Lash the pheasant down to make it nice and tight. And whip finish. 3 or 4 turns. Trim it off. And there we are. Okay, if you've got any bits and pieces pointing out, just fold them down. Take your dubbing needle and just brush it to get some of the spectra coming through. And now with the eye, we take our UV resin, which is Deer Creek, and we spot onto the eye. I'll put a little bit on the head. Leave it settle. And hit it with a torch. The head and the eye. I've done the other side of the eye just to make the video a little bit quicker. And what it does, it just brings the eye to life. And there we are, we're done. So we got Damsel Nymph. This one I did earlier, instead of a red eye, I used a green eye. And there we are. Thanks for watching.